Live each and every day, love and live your way. Do your very best, learn and lead today. Be the best you can, it's your life. Take a stand, so live your best life. Live your best life. Come on and live your best life with Dr. Julia Royston. Well, welcome to another edition of Live Your Best Life. I'm Dr. Julia Royston. For I've come that you might have life and have that life to the full, overflowing and abundantly. That's what Jesus said. And that's what I'm hoping to inspire you to do, to live your best life. No, not my life, but your best life. And I'm always excited to bring you people that are either going to inform, empower, educate you, and help you move your best life to the next level. And I am super excited to have with me today Ms. Karmin Andrews. And I'm going to let her tell you exactly who she is, what she does, and how you can follow. So get your pen and your pencil and your paper ready, or get your phone out with a notepad out so that you can write down how to follow her on social media and her outlets. Karmin, thank you. Welcome. And tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Again, like you said, my name is Karmin Andrews, and I'm a new author of a book called Children's Affirmations. So this is a picture of the book, and you can actually purchase it at children'saffirmations.com online. You can also follow me on Facebook at Children's Affirmation, or you can connect with me on Instagram at Children's Affirmations. So that's kind of my handles for social media. But yeah, so I guess I'll let you know a little bit more about me. I'm a preschool teacher. I've been teaching preschool for the past 20 years, or early childhood education, preschool, some younger ages, things of that magnitude. And in the midst of me teaching preschool, I actually kind of connected with a affirmation chant that I still do with my kids on a regular basis. I do with them daily. And in doing the affirmation chant, one of the things that I found is that I had lots of opportunities to encourage the children throughout the day and use a lot of the terminologies from the actual chant. So I decided to kind of make it more into a book form so other people can kind of connect with it also, because I realized that it was really helping a lot of my kids. I saw them taking on new challenges where they might not have. Like, for instance, part of the actual affirmation is we take on hard things. And I would find my kids looking for opportunities. Hey, Miss Karmin, look, I'm taking on hard things. I'm taking on hard things. And even now that I have it in book form, my kids gravitate to the book because they have the chant memorized. So especially with younger kids, 3 and 4-year-olds, they can go to the book, they can read the words themselves, and then they have the confidence in seeing and reading it. And also the pictures are multicultural. So they see pictures of kids that look like them, so they can connect more to it from that perspective also.
Well, welcome. And a teacher, honey, I've been in those trenches. I know exactly. I'm now retired, as most everyone knows, but 22 years in education. And my last stint, of course, was in elementary. So I know all about it. We had preschool and Head Start in our elementary school. So seeing them get a Head Start, a good Head Start, is always important and always wonderful to hear. And if if you know of a child that is not in a preschool, I'm just going to put a plug right here, in a preschool and Head Start program, because it is truly makes the difference, especially when they head to kindergarten, to be able to be prepared for kindergarten, having that preschool and head start start, literally that start. And I tell parents, some parents are like, well, I don't know about the program. Wherever you are in the world, just ask. And
Mm-hmm.
I really advocate for parents to be an advocate for your child. Don't let me have to be the teacher, have to be the advocate. And I want you to be your own child's number one cheerleader and number one advocate. Now, one of the things I like first, just listening to you talk, and I don't know if our listening audience heard it, but she said, my kids. And so just that phrase, alone tells me about your love and affinity for children and wanting to see them do well. We're going to get into the affirmations in a minute. But right there, that tells you the basis for where a teacher's heart is. Listen to the language she used. Listen to the language he uses when he refers to students, when he refers to the children in their classroom. Listen to the language. So tell me a little bit, how did you become into education and teaching? I know how I was in there. My dad was a teacher. So, that education he thought was just, woo, the best thing since sliced bread. So how did you come to education?
Well, education is in my blood. My dad is he was a teacher for about 20, 30 years, and now he's an administrator over our program here called New Genesis Learning Center, which is a preschool after school program. His big thing is trying to take the kids from the cradle to college. So really that whole time frame in between that, we have programs for them here. So education has always been something important in my family. Even, great grandparents started schools and things of that magnitude. So that's always been a big part of our family. And just for me, after college, I just kind of I was working in a preschool there, and I just kind of stuck with it, even though my degree was in something totally different. I really found a lot of joy within it. So I went ahead and got my CDA, which is Certification for Early Childhood, and just kind of stuck with it. And I enjoy my kids. They are so energizing. They bring me so much life, and they keep me on my toes.
Oh yeah. If I could bottle that energy, ooh, we would be millionaires. I tell you. Yeah, a long line of teachers. My father had two brothers who taught, and one of them married a teacher, and so I have cousins who are teachers. For me, it was a call. I don't have a degree. My undergraduate degree is in accounting, so education wasn't like my first love. But it was a call, clearly, and it still is a call to continue education. Now, I want you to really talk about you got to get her book, so we're not giving away what I call the 11 herbs and spices or anything like that. But I do want you to speak on the importance of affirmations. That learning something hard or taking on a hard task is a part of the affirmation. I know there's much more, and you're going to purchase the book. Listeners are going to purchase the book so that you can know the rest of the affirmations, but really speak to how important affirmations are.
Well, affirmations are important to everyone in general, but it's even more important to children. And one thing, the younger the child is, they're still kind of developing their thought process. So if you've ever looked at a preschooler and said, why did you do that? Well, their reasoning is not all the way there yet. So even if you think about, from the fact that, you can tell them, Santa Claus, there's a Santa Claus and he comes to everyone's house. They don't have the reasoning yet to disbelieve something like that. So they believe what you tell them. So if you tell them that they're a leader, if you tell them that they take on hard things, they're going to believe you, and that's going to be part of their foundation and who they are. So doing affirmations with kids and young kids, like people ask me, what age group would you, should you start doing that? I tell them babies. Babies, because with the pictures, they have hand motions that you can do. And as soon as they can learn to wave, they can learn to do the hand motions.
That's right. That's right.
And you want this to be a part of who they are. And the book is actually one that grows with them, because even as they get a little older, they have the parent component that asks questions to help them be able to reason why they are that type of a person. So it's just a really powerful tool, I think, for parents to have, that they can really start doing with their children, even at a very young age. So.
And I think a lot of times we don't understand the connection of your head and your mouth and your heart. And then eventually, of course, what your feet do. And so therefore, what you say and how you think does come out in your actions. And, there's a little toddler in our family, and she's like a sponge. She can hear exactly what you say, and I sing. So sometimes, and she can do it just same tone, same, and I was like, oh, well, we have to be very careful what we say around her, what we do, because she's just a human sponge waiting to grasp that next thing. And so therefore, the things that you say negative, they get just as much as the things that you say positive. So having those reinforcements, you don't think they're listening. You don't think that they're paying attention to parents. You're not thinking they're noticing you, auntie and uncle and big mama and pop and pop and whatever. You're not thinking they're noticing, but they are. They really, really are. And that the younger you can get them to moving and believing that they are, the quicker it is. Because I've seen some kindergartners, I'm like, oh Lord, they're 5 and they already have a different mindset, that a very, very negative mindset. So by 5 years old, you think they don't get it. They have their formative years. We could go on and on about the research that's done, but that by 5, what you can do, by 5, what your decision making is, and by 5, what you're definitely growing to do. So we got our work cut out for us. I'll stay on the book publishing end and trying to feed good images into the classroom, and I'm gonna pray for the teachers that's still in there. Because it is truly a work and a effort and something that you really, really have to love. So we're going to stop right here, and we'll be right back with more with Ms. Karmin Andrews. So you've always wanted to write a book, and you've always been told that you have a story which should be in a book. You haven't done it yet. It's not done. But let me help you write that book now. No, not wait another moment, not wait another day. Let's write that book now together. I'm Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and write that book now. Reach out to me. Let's talk about your book at bkroystonpublishing.com or schedule an appointment at www.talkwithroyston.com. That's talkwithroyston.com. I look forward to speaking to you soon, and let's get started today writing that book now.
If you believe in what he says, if you Yes, it does. Yes, you will. Come on, I don't know about nobody else, but look at me. I am. Yes, I am. Look at me. I have. I will win. Yes, I will. Come on, point to your neighbor and say, yes, you are. Yes. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You will. Look at us. We are. Yes, we will. We all win. We all win. With Jesus, we will. Yes, we will. Come on, sopranos, you tell them I am. Oh, come on. Get an attitude with it. I am. I'm a winner in Jesus. Come on, say it one more time. I am. Oh, come on. Let the devil hear you say it. I am. I am. Come on, altos, what you got? Every time. When God's winning, I'm winning. God's in me and he's in you. And we win every time. Maybe not the battle. Maybe not a skirmish. But the war we win. Come on, tell us what you got. Every day, every way. Oh, come on, yes I am. Oh yeah, yes I am. I am, I am, I am, I am. Come on, come on. We're gonna put it all together. Come on, every day. When you wake up in the morning, say it. Look in the mirror and say, I'm a winner. I'm a winner in Jesus. I am a win. I will win. I shall win. Yes, I will. Yes. Come on, I'm a winner. Yes, I am. No losers over here. Not on the Lord's side. I am. Yes, we will. I am a winner. Yeah. Oh, no, it ain't over. Come on, come on. Turn to that other neighbor on the other side and say it. I am a winner. I'm a winner right now. I will be a winner in the future. Yes. I am a winner. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes. When he wins, I win. I always win. I will win. Yes. Yes, we will. Win.
Well, welcome back to this edition of Live Your Best Life. I'm Dr. Julia Royston, still here with Ms. Karmin Andrews. So glad she is here with us. Now, we're going to switch gears just a little bit from our children, our students. I have no biological children, so they're my students, my kids, my children, the ones that God blessed me to help raise in some way, shape, or form. We're going to switch gears just a little bit to the parents. And so I want you to really talk about the parent component to your book, as well as, just a couple nuggets. We're not going to give away no spoiler alert, but the parent component to your book, as well as a couple things that you as a teacher, you want to talk to parents around the world. What would you tell them?
Okay. Well, the parent component to me is kind of really what makes my book so unique. So you have the affirmation chant, which is the first part. Well, really, the first part is the part that actually explains the best way to use the book. You have the parent component, or the affirmation chant, which is the second part. But then you have the parent component, which I'll try and show one little page of it, which actually kind of breaks down. It breaks down each of the affirmations. It tells a definition for it. It has a little story that you can read to the child that actually shows an example of how that affirmation was used. It has some questions. The questions actually talk about the story along with the child's life. So you have some real life examples in regards to, okay, how did you show this today? But you also talk about, well, how didn't you show it? Because failures are really opportunities to learn and grow from. So you look for those opportunities also, along with a little parenting tip to help to connect your child even more to the affirmation. So each of the actual affirmations we go through, we break down. So there's 20 in the chant, and then there's 20 for the parent component to really make it real to the child. And those tend to work better with older, more like elementary, older preschooler age groups, from the question standpoints and things like that. But yeah, that's the parent component. And just some areas that I guess I would encourage parents is, as you're encouraging your child to actually do these affirmations, you'll notice that you're pushing yourself to do them also. You'll notice that you'll be modeling them yourself. You'll look for opportunities, or you'll see opportunities, and you'll actually have the thought process that you're encouraging your child to have as far as taking on hard things, not quitting being persistent, not quitting in different situations, having a good attitude. So a lot of the things that you're pushing on your child to have, you'll notice that you'll be having the same type of thought processes also. So that's probably one of the biggest things I would encourage the parents to be open to as they're reading the book. But yeah,
definitely. And we all know, and we realize, especially when we look up and we're seeing the child do it, that they're modeling exactly what they see. So remember, that do as I say and not as I do may not always work.
Yes.
Continue to move forward. All right, Ms. Karmin. So we're about ready to wrap up, but I need for you to tell us how to contact you and how to purchase your book.
Well, you can go on children'saffirmations.com, and the book is available on Amazon. You can find it at Walmart.com, BarnesandNobles.com, and all those places.
Okay, now I do want to remind everyone that Karmin is not spelled Carmen. It is Karmin. So
yes.
A little different spelling. So if you're looking it up now going, child book is not on there. Yes, it is. It's just spelled a little bit different. And one of the beauties too, the last thing I do want to say before we go is that I do love the aspect that all different types of people and young people are displayed in this book. So she's covered all the ethnicities, which we really appreciated, because we really want to see diversity in literature and not just one ethnicity over another. We've got boys and we've got girls. And so that is the beauty of that. So educators, and if you want to buy two and give one to the public library and give another one to your school library so that they will be able to see themselves in those books. It doesn't matter. There's a blonde girl, there's a brown boy, there's multiple visuals, because children are very, very visual, and they're extremely, what they see is really what they want to be. And if they see someone acting that out and behaving in that specific way, especially if it's positive, we need to give as many visuals as possible. So super excited, over the top excited about your children'saffirmations.com. Ms. Karmin Andrews, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you again for having me.
No problem. Thank you. I'm Dr. Julia Royston, encouraging you, imploring you every day, today, tomorrow, and always to live your best life.
Each and every day, love and live your way. Do your very best, learn and lead today. Be the best you can, it's your life. Take a stand, so live your best life. Live your best life. Come on and live your best life. With Dr. Julia Royston.